Hello to one and all. My name is Girish. I'm part of Team ADGK Property, and it is my great pleasure to bring to you this video presentation that carries a short description of the project that we are doing for this particular semester, the base motivation of the project, who is involved in the development effort, and what modules that we have actually coded in, and what features that we're providing. And on top of that, it is also my great pleasure to to demonstrate live in this particular video all available features in the system, and show you basically how they work, right? uh, so without further ado, let's get straight to it. So the what is the motivation for this particular project? The thing is, on one hand, managing tenants and lease payments has always been one of the most difficult tasks for people owning multiple properties using legacy software tools like Microsoft Excel. On the other hand, most property owners struggle in tracking maintenance requests and notifying to tenants on a timely basis using an email system. So the software application that we are developing could help people stay focused on their job and work less time on paperwork, because when the residents of an apartment complex are happy, so are the property owners and administration. The application will take the form of a web application that will store and manage everything about each rental property in the system, including the tenants, leases, payments, and maintenance requests. Its interface will make it easy for figuring out tenants who moved in and moved out recently, along with leases that are expiring soon. It will make it easy to maintain all maintenance requests and also send automatic notifications to tenants on a timely basis. The system will also have a way for rental owners to market, that is, to advertise available properties for rent and provide information on the web page about the property that is being that is available for rent, so that prospective tenants can look at that information and then decide whether they want to rent an apartment or not in that particular complex. So these and several other features are to be provided by the system. Some are still being worked upon, but we've actually come a long way in terms of the this skeleton structure. We've incorporated various model classes, associations, controllers, and routes using the MVC framework in Ruby on Rails to bring about several desired functionality, several desired functions as requested by our customer. And a lot of the other work that is being worked upon right now is going to be perfected in the near future. And towards the end of this month, we plan on giving a full-fledged demonstration carrying every single available feature, including any security features in the system as and when necessary. So without further ado, I would like to now take this opportunity to introduce the other members of our system, the other members of our team. The other members of the team, apart from me, are Dipesh, Kumar, and Ahmed, and all of us have taken on substantial coding tasks and have contributed greatly to the progress of the system so far, to the progress of the development effort so far. In my case, I was responsible for some parts of the system, such as the ticket class, for instance, and the several other parts of the system. The several other model classes were actually split among various other team members who had more knowledge in the system in that particular field. The reason we have actually done this is not only because we wanted each of us to be uh, involved in the development effort. We also wanted each of us to be to bring their respective areas of expertise into the development effort. So we could all have a clear understanding of who was doing what and how we could bring about the respective functionality. So now, that being said, I would now like to take this opportunity to show you a brief demonstration of all the available features in the system. So without further ado, I'm now going to start up my VM, my Vagrant VM. This is the virtual machine on which I'm going to run my Rails server, and then I'm going to access the home page of my application using Google Chrome, which is my web browser on my machine. So it's taking a little bit of time, but it will certainly boot up the virtual machine, and then we can access the Rails server. There's already some data in the system, which is basically seed data, and I'm going to use that seed data to show how the pages are working, basically. So apart from a few other things. Right, so the virtual machine has been loaded up. So I now enter into our team folder, and without further ado, I'd like to start the Rails server. Right, so the Rails server started up. So now I go here. This is what our project's homepage will look like, or at least a sample part of it, basically. So the home page will basically have the name of the system, which is a property management system, and it will actually have the name of the administration who is governing the system. So this is how it will look like, and as you can see that there are various tabs that you can take a look at. This, most of it is still a work in progress, but this is basically how the system is going to look like at this point in time. So without further ado, if I wanted to look at the various backend points of this particular system, I could take a look at it like this. So there is like I mentioned, there is already some seed data in the system which is used to describe certain functionalities in the system. Like, for example, if I wanted to list the various property managers which are governed by the system, I could do so using this particular URL here, which is /property_managers, and I could do a bunch of things on each of these pages. Basically, I could add a new element. I could show all existing information. I could destroy an existing entry in the system if I wanted to, and various other things. These are basically backend based operations which can be shown in front end, but for the most part they do work. Now, if I wanted to see from a maintenance perspective the tickets which are being handled by various members of the administrative staff, like there is a description for each problem that the tenant is facing, and there is a status for each of the tickets which are being worked upon. And this agent comment here is basically the comment which is being left by the staff worker who is actually taking care of the problem at this point. So this was the class I was supposed to work on. There are various other classes as well. For instance, the property managers class was worked on by Dipesh. The appointments class was worked on by Kumar Dahal. Apart from a few other things, the payment class and system user classes were worked on by Ahmed. And in all cases, we actually added validations we actually added validations and test cases to actually show from a backend perspective that each of the functionalities is actually working as it's supposed to be done. Uh, there's not a lot that I can show at this point in time, because most of the features are actually being worked on at this right now, and testing is actually still going on for some features and how to implement them correctly. But for the most part, the skeleton is already there, and we have high hopes that by the time the time comes for the final presentation, we will be able to show a fully functional and working system. So apart that and various other things are basically what we are promising as part of the project deliverable. One thing I would like to mention here is that when we started working on this project, we had uh, regular meetings with Chandra, who is our customer, and taking his inputs, we came up with a bunch of user stories, uh, which are basically case-by-case descriptions on various features which the customer would like to see in the system. So we have a bracket of about 25 or so requirements in the system, which are on a case-by-case basis, and each of us have decided to take a bunch of these requirements and implement them over a period of time throughout the development cycle, bringing our respective areas of experience into consideration. So so apart from that, there is not much I can actually talk about at this point. But we have a README document which has been prepared that carries information on what the project is supposed to do and how it is supposed to be used. I'm going to provide a link to that particular document as part of the video description. So feel free to navigate to the particular link and take a look at it. Well, thank you all. Thank you very much.